Okay, so now I've got the Kansas City Chiefs draft reaction. I'll look at each pick, give my thoughts, and then give an overall grade at the end. So the first pick, Nick Bolton, they got in the second round because they traded with Baltimore to get Orlando Brown, the tackle. Overall, I think the trade makes this pick look worse than it is, but I really like Nick Bolton as a player, and they could use another really good linebacker there. They got Willie Gay, who could develop. And then, and then now they got Nick Bolton, who's a pretty quick, instinctive linebacker who has really good knowledge for the game and really good run stopper. So I like him, and that linebacker position was a bit of a need after losing some players there. And then they just got a steal, in my opinion, in Creed Humphrey. Like, the Packers took Josh Myers just before, which was just like, what? And I think they were just like, oh, Creed Humphrey's on the board. Why the hell not? He's such a good center. Probably, arguably the best center in the class. You could say he's the second with Landon Dickerson and Gay. Yeah, so Creed Humphrey, I like him. It's not like center was a big need for them, but I think in the future, or maybe even straight away, he could be a really good player for Patrick Mahomes. Of course, I mean, they'd be a really good geo for the 10-year contract he has. And then they went for a kind of developmental high upside player in Joshua Kaindoh, who, I mean, he's just a freak athlete, has amazing high ceiling, doesn't really have all the pass rush moves, but like overall, getting a good player to develop, I don't think is a bad option. Maybe a little bit rich for him in the fourth round with like some really good receivers available. But overall, I don't mind Joshua Kaindoh, and he can develop, and they need pass rush, so they really needed more edge defenders. And then they went for Noah Gray in the fifth round. A bit strange, but he's a pretty decent tight end and a pretty weak tight end class. He's definitely up there in probably that second group of tight ends. And they did lose some players there. I can't remember who it was. But Noah Gray, I guess he can be a good complement to Travis Kelce. Maybe with some of the needs that you have on your roster already, like I would have preferred like secondary help besides going for a tight end in Noah Gray in a weak tight end class. And then I do like this pick though in Cornell Powell. He's a pretty speedy receiver, can probably play the slot, but can also play the outside because he has decent size for his like position, and big hands, long arms. Good deep threat also, but I think he offers you more than that because you kind of already got your deep threats in Kansas City. I think he could definitely start straight away. I think he'd be a better player than Demarcus Robinson and Byron Pringle. So you kind of got maybe even McCole Hardman, because he's not been that impressive, McCole Hardman. He's had like splash plays, but that's kind of it. So overall, like Cornell Powell, I really like the pick. And I think he'll be a good receiver complement for Patrick Mahomes. And they kind of needed more help on that receiver position also, because they only really had those two receivers, and only really Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. And then they got a pretty good player in the sixth round, Trey Smith. People had him really high up. Like, the only reason he fell is because his blood clot. So I think getting him here, really good pick. And yeah, amazing player. Just had those off-field issues with his health. So I like it. And that was them. And I think overall, for the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm going to give them... I'll just have to look at all their picks. I mean, they got good players with what they got. I think that trade kind of devalues what they got, because I think they could have got a really good tackle with that first round pick instead of trading it away. No, trading down, I mean, yeah. I'll give them a B. A B overall, because they got some really good players, and I like some of the players they got, but there's some questionable picks also. No, I'll give them a B+, actually, B+, and bump it up a bit, because I like Trey Smith in the 6th. So, yeah, that was it. Jaguars, probably the next one. And